Hello everyone, this is Julia. Thank you so much for joining me on my craft room adventures. Today I have this super fun birthday card to share with you that I made using Stamps and Dies by Lawn Fawn, and this card is also up on the Butterfly Reflections ink blog, so I will be sure to link that down below. For this birthday card, I started by stamping out all of my images onto perfect coloring paper by Trenzotype, and I'm using my Copic markers to color them in. I wanted the plane to be red, so I'm going in with R39, and I'm blending that out with R29, just going around the same areas, not pulling the R29 too far in because I didn't want it to be too intense. Then I'm blending that out and pulling the color further out with R24. Adding quite a bit more of the R24, and then I'm blending that out with R14. Then I'm going in for a second layer of the same colors, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, but this stamp actually comes with two wings on the plane. But since I wanted there to be a little pilot, I just used a number 10 Jelly Roll pen, and I just colored over that so that my Scan and Cut would just cut the outline of the plane with one wing. Then I just added a second or third layer of the same colors on the front and the end of the plane, just so there would be some color variation. Then for the wings, I'm using BG markers, BG18 as my darkest shade, then blending that out with BG15, then BG13, and finally BG11 as my lightest shade, I'm sorry. And then just to intensify the color, I'm going in with a second layer of the same shades, just for a bit more depth. For the gray parts of the plane, I'm using neutral grays. So I'm using N9 and 7, just sparingly. And then I'm switching to N3, just to make sure that this is still like a light silver, not a dark gray. And then I'm blending that out with N0, bringing in a bit more of the N5, and then again with the N0. The house, I wanted it to be like a yellowish orangey color, so I'm going in with YR14, blending that out with YR12, but I still needed it to be a bit darker at the top, so I'm bringing in YR18, just below the roofline. Then I'm going in with a little bit of the Y11 to turn it more yellow. And I realized that I needed to pull the orange further down, so I brought back the YR12, going over everything with Y02, just to make it more of a yellow orange. And then I'm blending that out with Y11, and finally Y00. For the clouds, I'm using BG quadruple 0. And as you can see, I colored the rest of the images off camera with the same color combinations I had already used for the plane and the house. Then I'm going in with E59, E57 for the trunks of the tree and the roof, then E55, and finally E53. For the greens, I'm using YG17. That wasn't quite dark enough, so I'm bringing in YG67, then YG17, 13, and then YG11. For my mouse, I'm using E57 as my darkest shade, blending that out with E55, just a little bit around the edges. I realized later that I didn't actually have to color the entire mouse because basically only the face is visible, but you know, whatever. I also brought in a little bit of Y21, R21, I'm sorry, for the blush, blending the E55 out with E53, E51, and then finally E50. And I also went in with a second layer of those. In case you're wondering, the like little parachute is actually the umbrella from Elfie Selfie. And the other images are from the mouse is from Crazy Antics. The house and the car and the like little picket fence is from Happy Village, and the like little party accessories are from Party Animal. Then for my background, I'm using the Lawn Fawn Cloudy stencil, and I first went in with a little bit of tumbled glass, but that wasn't quite intense enough, so I switched to Salty Ocean, just rotating the stencil. Off camera, I die cut the stitched scalloped frame, I believe they're called, by Lawn Fawn, and I die cut them 3 times out of white cardstock. And this is the inside panel that is left over. I made sure to use this, that way it layers perfectly inside the card. I die cut 2 stitched hillside borders, and I'm ink blending those with Twisted Citron and Mowed Lawn. And the cardstock I'm using is Bristol Smooth cardstock. Just adding quite a bit of the Mowed Lawn so that it's a nice, like, lush green color. Just blending the colors back and forth until I'm happy with the result. Making sure that there's like a nice light edge at the top. And I also added some splatters of the Mowed Lawn. That wasn't showing up as much as I would have hoped, so I'm bringing in a little bit of pine needles, also diluting that with some water and adding some splatters there as well. Here I'm just layering the stitched scalloped frame dies. Like I said, 3 layers on top of each other, and I added that to a card base. I cut the card base down to leave the scalloped edge showing completely, not that the card base would be showing behind them. Then I layered in the cloudy panel, and I also added the hills off camera. Then I'm using the sentiment Flying By to Say from the Really High Five, and I'm heat embossing that in white. Then it's time to start assembling my scene. I added my little present and also the little cake to the parachutes, the little balloons to the birthday house, and then I'm also adding the trees to the scene. I'm adhering almost everything down flat except for the plane. Also adding the little sentiment strip flat. And I added my little sun. Of course, the pilot had to go into the plane, which I thought was so cute. And then I'm also adding the happy birthday banner. The plane and the little banner is from Plain and Simple. Also adding the car. Then I also wanted to add quite a few puffy clouds in the background. I just sprinkled them around because most of them will be covered up, at least partially. Then I'm adding the little parachutes. And I also wanted to have like some houses, oh my god, some hearts coming out of the chimney of the house, which I thought was really cute. Then I'm just adding a little bit of the Nuvo Aqua Shimmer pen. Then on the glass surfaces and the balloons, I'm adding Nuvo Crystal Glaze. And of course, can't go without my Stardust Stickles, just on the clouds and all of that. And that finishes off my card for today. I know it's a lot of images, but this card came together super quickly, and I really like how it turned out. It's just such a fun birthday card. I really hope you liked it and that you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for joining me today. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I would love it if you would consider subscribing to my channel for more crafty videos. And I hope to see you next time. Until then, bye!